Before I came here, I had surfed very little. My father had taken me and my brother out to a lesson out in Florida, where he retired to.
And so I thought I would take them for a surf lesson. And driving them over there, it occurred to me that, I should just go with them because give them great stuff to laugh about. They could give me a hard time for the rest of the trip. And so I did that, and I just fell in love.
And I was riding the whitewater. I didn't really know how to ride an unbroken wave yet.
I wasn't progressing after the first few surf lessons. I was learning a little bit slowly by watching people, but never really understanding why things worked and why they didn't.
About a year ago, he said, Blake, do you want to go to a surf camp? I didn't know anything about Surf Simply, but, of course I said yes. The first week, it started off pretty small. They were definitely manageable, and the first day I was just riding on the whitewater, so that was pretty easy.
So they were slightly larger than Central Florida at the beginning, larger but comfortable. That was exactly what I was hoping for.
And then it grew a little bit more. Then the beginning of my second week, the waves were pretty big.
They got really very large.
So they definitely stretched the boundaries of what I was capable of doing.
That was good too, because it taught me that that was not inconceivable. Had you told me 2 weeks ago that as a 63-year-old man who doesn't really know how to surf, that I would go into a wave the size that we were going into, I would have told you I would never do that. I'm, much more rational than that. But in point of fact, the folks here, they have this wonderful way of building your own confidence of what you can pull off and what you can't. And so despite those conditions being really pretty large, I didn't actually feel scared at any point. I attribute that 100% to the instructors. So Blake lives in Nicaragua, and my wife and I live in Central Florida. And so we only get to see him, a few weeks a year. The chance to do something like this with your son, it's the greatest gift you can have.
It was really great to see him down here, and especially getting to have that father-son bonding trip. In a trip where we're both working towards a similar goal.
We started out at roughly the same level, or maybe I was a little better than he was. By the end of the first week, he was in a different league. And sort of totally indicative of the way this place operates. They didn't stick us with the same coach in the second week. Blake had graduated, and they, were pushing him to learn new things. I think Blake can go back to Nicaragua and ride the big waves that are adjacent to where he lives with some real confidence.
Towards the end of the second week, he was getting up on there, and yeah, it was really great to see him get up there, and I was proud. He did a great job. It was fantastic. We had a great time.